Hi, my name is Kaylee. I'm from Hawaii, and I wanted to share my story of why I decided to fly across the country to work with Dr. Yingling. So my journey starts back in October of 2023. Up until this point, I had only been experiencing really bad cramping while on my period, but I thought that this cramping was normal. So October of 2023, I started experiencing other symptoms, and those included blood as well as blood clots in my urine, but only while on my periods. I did see my primary care physician about it, and she was, kind of dismissed it and said, oh, like it's normal, you're on your period, you probably just leaked. It kept happening every month. I started going to urgent care for it, and they were just treating it as a UTI and just, prescribing me antibiotics and then sending me on my way. I was tired of taking antibiotics. So in May of 2024, we went to go see a gynecologist, and he told me, it's not normal, but he wanted me to come back, the next month when it happened again. We told him that I was also going to be taking out my birth control that month because we did want to start a family, my husband and I. And so he explained that he suspects, that it could be endometriosis, but we can't, up until this point, there's really no other evidence to confirm or deny it. And the only way to really confirm it was to do a biopsy, and he didn't want to do anything surgical. So he wanted to exhaust all of the other options first. So he said, well, just come back when it happens again. And, just keep trying to conceive. And they can really only say that I'm infertile after about a year of trying to conceive. And at that point is when they typically would like to take the next steps into diagnosing me with endometriosis. June and July came around, and miraculously, the blood clots had stopped. And so we just kind of kept chugging through life. August, October, it started coming back, as well as more severe symptoms. My cramping was becoming so severe that I was having cold sweats and I was starting to shake. And one of those times I did try to go see him. He was unavailable, so I went to the ER. ER also suspected endometriosis. Went back the following month. We were hesitant to try to confirm that the blood was coming from my bladder because we could use a catheter, but that can also cause irritation in blood. At that point, I told him how severe my symptoms were getting. I was getting migraines also. Bowel movements were extremely painful. It was just getting worse and worse. And so at that point, the gynecologist ordered ultrasounds, both pelvic and vaginal. Both of those came back really without any findings, and it kind of felt, like it felt like you hit a wall, like there's nothing that can help you. He also ordered a cystoscopy and an MRI. That was this year, January of 2025. They did find a mass growing in my bladder, and they suspect that is what is causing the blood. And like the blood clots. And so, it kind of sucks to hear that something is growing, but it felt like they were finally figuring it out. And then later that month, they also did an MRI. And in that MRI, they discovered that the growth was penetrating through my uterus wall and also my bladder wall. And so at that point, they felt confident in saying that it was endometriosis and it was deep infiltrating. The only way that they knew how to fix it was to remove it surgically. And so they said, removing the portion of my bladder that it's growing through is routine. They remove parts of bladders all the time, and, there's nothing to that, and it's totally fine. But then the way that it was spreading through my uterus, they would have to remove almost half of my uterus. And they said, you could conceive afterwards. We'll set you up with a fertility doctor and you can conceive afterwards, but there's complications that could occur. Your incision could rupture when you go into labor. That could be life-threatening for you. It could be life-threatening for your baby. And at that point, me and my husband decided to take a step back. That's when one of our friends showed us a video of Dr. Yingling's former patients. You know, so we started kind of looking him up more, looking at all of his testimonial videos, and it felt like a long shot, but we also thought that, you know, we've got nothing else to lose at this point. We don't see any other solutions that don't require surgery. And so June of 2025, my husband and I decided to go see Dr. Yingling, and he ran all of his tests. We decided what kind of, lifestyle changes I needed to make. And it's been about 5 months since seeing Dr. Yingling, and I'm ecstatic to report that I'm not experiencing any more migraines, no cramps that are, inducing cold sweats and shaking. My bowel movements are normal now. It's not painful. And so a lot of my symptoms have resolved, and it's been such a blessing to, the last couple of months going through my cycles and just seeing with every single month that passes, every single one brings more and more relief. And I'm pretty much experiencing my cycles at this point with little to no symptoms, and we haven't conceived yet, but we're just really thankful to be where we are right now. And I know my husband was feeling helpless because he didn't know how to help me when I was, experiencing all of this pain. And so it's just a really big relief, and we're just extremely, extremely thankful. So thank you, Dr. Yingling. Thank you to the team. You guys have been amazing to work with, and I wish you all the best.